Howdy, y'all. This is Proverbs 22 in the ALV for November 22nd, 2023. A name is to be chosen rather than great riches, loving favor rather than silver and gold. The rich and the poor meet together. Yahweh is the maker of them all. A prudent man sees the evil and hides himself, but the simple pass on and suffer for it. The reward of humility, the fear of Yahweh, riches and honor and life. Thorns and snares are in the way of the perverse. He who keeps his soul shall be far from them. Train up a child according to his own way. Even when he is old, he will not depart from it. The rich rules over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender. He who sows iniquity shall reap calamity, and the rod of his wrath shall fail. He who has a good eye shall be blessed, for he gives of his bread to the poor. Cast out the scoffer, and contention will go out. Yea, strife and ignominy will cease. He who loves pureness of heart, for the grace of his lips, the king is his friend. The eyes of Yahweh preserve knowledge, but he overthrows the words of the treacherous man. The sluggard says, "There's a lion outside. I shall be slain in the streets." The mouth of strange women is a deep pit. He who is abhorred of Yahweh shall fall there. Foolishness is bound up in the heart of a child. The rod of correction shall drive it far from him. He who oppresses the poor to increase himself, he who gives to the rich, shall only come to want. Incline your ear and hear the words of the wise, and apply your heart to my knowledge. For it is a pleasant thing if you keep them within you, if they are established together upon your lips, that your trust may be in Yahweh. I have made them known to you this day, even to you. Have I not written to you 30 things of counsels and knowledge, to make you know the certainty of words and truth, that you may return words of truth to those who sent you? Rob not the poor because he is poor, nor oppress the afflicted at the gate. For Yahweh will plead their cause, and despoil of life those who despoil them. Make no friendship with a man who's given to anger, and with a wrathful man shall you not go, lest you learn his ways and get a snare to your soul. Be not one of those who strikes hands, of those who are surety for death. If you have nothing with which to pay, why should he take your bed from under you? Remove not the ancient landmark that your fathers have set. Do you see a man diligent in his business? He shall stand before kings. He shall not stand before obscure men. A name to be chosen rather than great riches, and loving favor than silver and gold. You can't buy your name. I mean, in the time of media, I suppose you can to some degree. But strictly speaking, you can't buy your name, and you can't rebuy it once you ruin it. So choose a good name. Choose to live a good life. The rich and the poor, Yahweh's the maker of them all. This is what wisdom promises as well, right? The reward of humility, the fear of Yahweh, riches and honor and life. It's what the Lord brings us. Should we act accordingly? Train up a child according to his way, and even when he is old, he will not depart from it. This is time-tested. So be sure what you're instilling in your children, what you're putting in them, what you're teaching them, what you're putting in their heart and their mind, because they'll remember it and they'll come back to it. The rich rules over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender. Out here working hard, so I can not be a servant. And there's always an excuse, right? Whether it's cold, whether there's danger, right? There's a lion outside. Well, it's cold outside, I can't go plow. It's always an excuse with the sluggards. And those are not the people that are recognized. It'll be the diligent that stand before kings. Foolishness is bound up in the heart of a child. The rod of correction shall drive it far from him. We love our kids, so we got to discipline them. We got to teach them right. Incline your ear and hear the words of the wise. Apply your heart to my knowledge. Why? That your trust may be in Yahweh. And again, this is Dad. Have I made them known to you this day? Even you, have I not written you 30 things of counsels and knowledge to make you certainty of the words of truth, that you may return words of truth to those who send you? We're teaching our kids not just what to think, but how to think in the appropriate perspective. And God will pay us back. Whether we do good or do evil, we get paid back. You see a man diligent in his business, he shall stand before kings. He shall not stand before obscure men. It's important that we practice our craft, our profession, that we get better and better. If you're willing to coast and be mediocre, that's what you're going to get. If you're always striving to be your best, people are going to eventually recognize that and request your help or your presence. Long day, several hundred miles, well, at least a couple hundred, put it that way, maybe a few. And pulling up from deep country, and the lady says she needs heavy whipping cream. Oh, man. So here I am. I came to the store. Not without some complaining, I'm ashamed to say. But the complaining was more like, babe, tell me what you need. Don't whine about what you don't have. Put me on task, and I will go do it. I ended up buying more junk food for myself, I think, than anything else. Don't go to a store hungry. I got a headache. Man, I cannot shake whatever is going on with me. So, I'm going to keep powering through. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving. Everybody enjoy their time. And be thankful. Make sure that you're coming into the day with an attitude of gratitude and identify all the stuff that you've been blessed with. And remember, the kids are watching. Everybody's watching. They're watching your example. So make it a good one. My brain is like ringing. So pardon me. I don't seem to have a whole lot to say. Mainly just that first line. Choose to have a good name. Choose to run your life in such a way that you get a good name and that you're able to hold on to it and you don't crash and burn and then people remember your name for a different reason. Not a good one. If you have humility, if you fear the Lord, fear Yahweh, just like wisdom tells us, we will get riches, honor, and life. And you know what? Even if we don't get it in this life, we will most certainly be rewarded with those things in the next life. This is just a little blip. This whole life that seems so long and such a grind sometimes is a speck of eternity. Try to maintain that proper perspective. Happy early Thanksgiving. Go with God. Be blessed.